Hello, this is James Adrian Adams, structural engineer and developer of the Solar Roof Check program. Let's take a look at some of the input requirements for a new job. In order to log in, of course, you have to put in your login ID and your password. I'm going to put that in here. And we go ahead and log in. Then you should reach your welcome page. Let's go ahead and insert some information for a new job and take a look at how that works. Job number. I'm going to select some of this previously input information. Let's say it's the Adams residence, and the address here is in Los Angeles, California. Zip code, you put the zip code in. Okay, now we're ready to input the actual parameters of your particular project. First, of course, ground snow load, let's say 25 pounds per square foot. Wind speed, let's assume it's 95 miles an hour. Both of these would be secured from your authority having jurisdiction, your local building department. Lag screw embedment, normally at least 2 inches, let's say 2.5 inches. Roofing type, you can see a lot of possibilities here. Asphalt shingles and comp shingles weigh the same. Let's say this particular one is comp shingle. Okay, we have the PV system weight. This would include the racking or the roof mount system, 3.2 pounds per square foot. Standoff orientation, let's say we have landscape. Coverage, this is the percentage of PV area divided by the roof area. Let's say we have a 40% coverage. That would be a pretty big array. Overall span in feet, let's say we have 32. I can show you what that means. You can see just to the left of these input boxes are these question marks. You can just click one of the question marks and then see a description of the requirement for that particular input. Okay, we'll continue now. Lag screw diameter, normally 5/16 of an inch. Vaulted ceiling, let's say no, we have a flat ceiling perhaps in this particular case. Okay, standoff spacing, let's say 6 feet on the horizontal, and on the vertical we'll say 4 feet. I'm not sure if that's going to work. Staggered standoffs, we'll say yes. Next, we'll take one of these roof framing systems. A lot of houses, of course, are much more complicated than this. So you just select the one that's closest to the to your particular project. Frame size, we'll say 2x6 is at 16 inches on center. If you notice the FS here, the FS just refers to full-size lumber. That means an actual 2 inch by 4 inch, for example, as compared to this here, which would be 1.5 by 3.5 inches. Okay, so let's move on. We said this particular project has 2x6 at 16. Let's say it's a 1-story building. And let's take a 28-degree roof, and we'll take 11 feet. Ceiling type, 1/2 inch sheetrock, and this is the wind exposure. Let's say it's not exposure D. No, that's your normal answer. An explanation of exposure D, which is a higher roof load, is explained right here. Okay, next. You can see here your input on the right-hand side of the screen, and you go ahead and select Invoice My Company, and we'll see if these passed. Looks like we have a couple of fails here. You can see if these percentages are less than 100%, then it's going to fail. So let's go back, re-input some information. Let's say all of this is correct. We look at that. Okay, we'll go next. Well, let's say we better change this. Let's change this spacing to 4 feet. That'll help. And we go to this. Okay, we go ahead. That's not changed. And we remeasure this, and this is, let's say, perhaps it's really not 11 feet. It's 10 feet. Okay, let's see if this has any bearing on the results. You can see here it still fails for this particular loading combination number 4. And one of the reasons for that, I can tell you what it is the fact that in this particular case, I've selected a 28-degree roof, and there's no reduction for that. There's no snow load reduction. I'll show you what happens here. Let's say we have 34 degrees, everything else being the same. And then here we go, everything is passing. Because 30 degrees or more, you can take a big reduction on the snow load. Basically, that's it. After you've passed all your requirements, all the different loading combinations, you can go ahead and look at the roof assessment report, which contains a lot of information that that you have input: the table of contents, your roof type, all the different analysis. That's basically it. So we appreciate your listening to me, and thank you very much.